My name is Josh Jarvis, and this is for Fundamentals of Speech Online at Levesque Community College. Jose Canseco once said, "I was a professional athlete, the best baseball player in the world at one point," end quote. He got that way and has admitted to it because of his use of steroids. Hundreds of MLB players from across the world have been caught using illegal performance-enhancing drugs, also known as PEDs. They were instantly labeled as cheaters and often handed suspensions without pay. But I would like them to be labeled as the best thing in professional sports. Today, I'll be examining the benefits and risk factors for steroids, the potential for advancement of pro sports with the legalization of steroids, and the purpose of sport as an entertainment medium. Moving into my first point, it is common to believe that steroids are detrimental to one's health. According to the Better Health Channel, steroids have been linked to a number of cancers, heart disease, mood disorders, paranoia, among other side effects. However, steroids have also linked to increased muscle mass, improved bone density, and faster healing and recovering from injury. Injuries are an inevitability of sports. They happen to almost everyone at any given time, and steroids have the ability to shorten the recovery time. So by not allowing steroids to be legal in professional sports, we are limiting athletes to recovering so that they cannot play the sports that they are getting paid to play. So if a family member is hospitalized, they're given a number of medicines and treatments in order to recover quicker and become healthy and live their lives as they normally would. If an athlete were to do the same thing, it would be labeled cheating only because they played a specific sport. If health was an actual concern to professional sports lawmakers and rule makers, we would be more concerned with them being able to hurl dense objects at over hundreds of miles per hour as they do in baseball, or allowing them to use their bodies as literal weapons to tackle other players in the sport of football. But because it is cheating, and moving into my second point, sports medicine professionals are discouraged from attempting to further understand the use of steroids because it is illegal activity. So really the only way to procure steroids is through shady black market dealings. So the people who use steroids illegally are only allowed to use them, or are only able to get them from people who are not supposed to be handling them. So imagine the possibility of pro sports funding in regards to improving and understanding the use of steroids. We could increase the testing done, and the medical monitoring could be used on each athlete to better understand the effects that steroids have on a human body, and eventually it could lead to a greater understanding of steroids in the medical community. So proper use and study could potentially lead to increased benefits and reductions in negative side effects that limit steroids' positive benefits to the human body. But when it all comes down to it, sports is about one thing, and that is entertainment. And entertainment leads to money. And that's how sports run, because they make money. Professional sports' number one goal is to make money. And these athletes are a direct receiver of this money. This is how they make their livelihood. So, and this is evidenced by the 1998 home run chase involving Mark McGwire of the St. Louis Cardinals and Sammy Sosa of the Chicago Cubs. This home run race was among one of the most popular things in 1998 during the months from July to September, as shown by the Nielsen ratings, and were one of the most popular baseball seasons in that decade based on the Nielsen ratings. Arguably baseball's most exciting season to date, because of these two players who were later found to be using steroids and other performance-enhancing drugs to increase their play. So it was obviously, according to the Nielsen ratings, one of the most popular events in sports is two guys performing at an incredible level, each trying to beat each other by hitting home runs, which is one of the harder things to do in baseball. And both of them were doing it at an incredible rate and were drawing in millions and millions of viewers. But it was then later discovered that they were using steroids. However, that doesn't take away from the amount of money that generated from TV ratings and ticket sales that were incredible during the time. So with that being said, I don't think it diminishes their feats at all. I don't think that fans should care about how an athlete does what he or she does, because as sports is for entertainment, we should just want to see these athletes do these incredible things, however they are allowed to do it, because eventually the human body has limitations and it can only go so far. But with these drugs that could potentially help the sports community as a whole, I don't see why that so many people don't want steroids to be a benefit to these athletes. I only think it could help the sport move forward. So in conclusion, I discussed the health benefits and risks that steroids is involved with. I discussed the possible advancement of steroids in the medical community and in professional sports. And I discussed the true purpose of sports, which is entertaining fans and generating money. And that is why I believe, and I think that you should believe, that legalizing steroids in professional sports would be beneficial to both the athletes and the fans alike. Thank you.